Feeling stuck like you, don't know what to do. I know there's more in you, but you cannot see it. There's a remedy, and I've got the strategy. It's time to turn your dreams into a reality. Push, and I'ma help you. 'Cause it's time to. And I'ma help you. 'Cause it's time to.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Push Talk Podcast. This is your Push Strategist Ose Sesay. I am here to always push you towards your purpose in business, in your career, and beyond. So, like I always say, if you have not yet subscribed, followed us, listened to past seasons, hello. Go ahead and start right now. Go ahead and subscribe, follow, like us. Also, write us a review while you're there. Our podcast is available on Apple Podcasts. It is also available on YouTube. We have tons of videos of interviews we've done over the seasons to really help bring some fun to pushing you toward your purpose by being part of the story, seeing what we're doing, hearing what we're doing. So we want to continue to do that, but of course we need to know we have your support and that you are liking what you hear. So today, today's episode is going to be about we're going to business school 101. We're taking you to business school 101, and we want to talk about some topics this series in business school 101 that will help us be great in business and drive multiple streams of income and find ways to sharpen the skills we have and turn it and monetize it. So we're going to talk this month about your side hustle. Today's episode is called "The Simplest Side Hustle Ever," and we're going to talk about ways and things that you can do to get additional income that may eventually turn into a larger business. So, before we get into that, let's first define what is a side hustle. Okay, a side hustle it's a well, I should say a side hustle, and also could be called a side gig. It's a formal word, I guess you can say, that means it's a side job, pretty much, that is supplementing your income. So you have so many forms of side gigs and side hustle, and most people do it just to supplement their income. Maybe they are, working a 9 to 5, and they still feel like they need more to be able to reach their financial goals, or they are a student and they're like, hey, I got to do a side job or side hustle to help make ends meet. Wherever you are in life, everybody, even corporate people, those who are white collar jobs, blue collar jobs, everybody I've seen have side hustles in every area of life, and nothing's wrong with them. But the goal on today's podcast is to take it from being a side hustle and where supplementing your income, we want to change it to from supplementing income to growing your income and maybe becoming your main income. So, example side hustles, just so you guys have an idea. There are some people who babysit for a side hustle. They have an e-commerce store. They sell something. Maybe they sell candles. Maybe they sell stuffed animals they make. These are all example side hustles of people I've connected with through the years. They do party planning, they do photography, they resell vintage. I have a friend who does that, and I did that for a while. And I did that business as a side hustle because I didn't formally file my business with the state of New York when I did reselling vintage, because I wanted to see how well would this go. Is this something that is a side hustle that I will do for a short while, or is it something that I can do for longer period of time? Comes to find out, it ended up working well, and I incorporated and then built it into a business that was my main income. So you'll see just from that example that a side hustle can grow and become, again, your additional income, to your growing income, and then to your main income. Um, some people do side hustles. A lot of us, do side hustles for to meet certain goals. You want to pay off your credit card. I know people who've done Ship to do that, which is a delivery service, DoorDash, whatever that is. I've heard of all different type of side hustles, but what you want to do when you're thinking of side hustles is looking at yourself and saying, you want the way you decide what's a great side hustle for you, I would say, are three things you'll ask yourself. Number one, what's something that I can do that's not too much stress and easy to fit into your life? Because most times, you don't want a side hustle that is going to bring more stress. You already have maybe a main job, you're already a student, you already have something going on. You want to bring in a side hustle that's going to be very easy to your life. Not too much brain power is what I say. I give enough brain power all day. In the evening, I have to turn back up my brain power for family. I just want something that's easy and something you enjoy. Maybe I have a friend that told me she's in a big corporate job, big corporate company, but she said, honestly, I desire to just do something very easy like customer service. I love talking to people and just being told what to do, make it easy. That's her thing. That's what she looked for in a side hustle. So you want to find something that's easy, that's stress free, okay? And then now let's go into the best side hustle ever. Where this episode is about. It's about the best. The best side hustle is something that is about you. That starts off about you, something you enjoy, something you love. And the way you figure that out, which goes into number two, is what are you good at? Sometimes we may have, we're always looking for millions, we're always looking for $100,000, thousands of dollars, because somehow side hustles may just make you thousands of dollars, but it's helpful, it's more income, it's another income stream. But you have to ask yourself, what are you good at? Some of us, I know some people who make stuffed animals. They make stuffed animals for birthdays and holidays, and they just love knitting, and that's their thing. That right there has become a form of a side hustle for her. And she does this, just, I believe she's retired. So the good thing about it is it's not only a side hustle, but it's something that she loves. She has more time to put towards what her goals are. And most importantly, she was telling me this is something I'm really thinking of pursuing for a business because it's doing pretty good. So you want to find something you're good at, like for me, like I said, I loved when I did my side hustle that started as vintage reselling. I did that with the idea of loving to, help people look their best and feel their best. But I knew I didn't know how to sew and design. So I wanted to find something that came easy to me, that was fun, that allowed me to use my creativity, um, and just I got to interact with people. That was the one of the biggest things. And I did vintage reselling. Now that's a larger side hustle because it does take some investing. So I wouldn't necessarily say that's like something, if you're investing in your side hustle, be mindful, make sure it's a side hustle that you think you want to turn into a business, and you're testing it out, because you want something that you can just, a side hustle or side gig is really about making extra money. You don't want to have to reinvest unless you really know it's something that you want to grow. So you have to find what what you're good at. What things can you do that come very easy? Some people's side hustle is just giving advice. They give their coach, they give advice on certain topics, financial. Help. There's a young lady I know. She does financial coaching. All these things are forms of side hustle. I know somebody else who's good at telling people kind of what's upcoming with investments, good places for them to look at it, and product to invest in. They do that as a side hustle. Again, personal training, that's another one. Those who love to work out and feel good, that's a really good one because it's constantly a need for that. So you'll see just based on what I told you, you want to make sure you find something you're good at. Look at your personality. Maybe there's a skill from your 9 to 5 that you don't use all the time in your 9 to 5, or you love doing it that you can turn into a side hustle. You find a way to do it where it does not conflict, of course, with your 9 to 5, but maybe something you do as consulting. And that's the goal that I want to make you guys to get to. There's opportunities in taking your side hustles and really helping it become your main hustle over time if you're efficient, if you put your best foot forward, and so forth. So the biggest thing is just now, okay, I found a side hustle. Oh, we talked about consulting. How do you monetize it? You got to find ways. Now, this is point 3, to monetize your side hustle if it's something that you are doing that you're good at. So we have the first bucket of side hustles, side gigs, additional streams of income where it comes easy. You're doing it for another company, like we talked about. You're doing maybe Ship, DoorDash, or whatever. You have other side hustles where you're taking your skills like photography, and you're like, I'm going to take pictures for weddings or birthdays. So now let's monetize that. How can we make sure that you're pricing efficiently, and you're not just taking pictures just as barter, where you trade services for different things. So sometimes, in the fashion world, we do trade for pics, where I would have models that were coming out of my vintage clothes back when I had that vintage reselling business, and I would let them trade their modeling services for the clothes for the pictures. But you want to find ways to monetize your side hustle. So when you're doing it, it's not just something you're just doing just as a test. It's good sometimes to test out, if you're doing a side hustle that is that's a skill that you're learning and you're getting better at, and you like doing it for yourself, but you're like, I don't know if I can do makeup as well on others. Maybe start getting some models, testing it out, maybe doing it for free, just for a short while, or for a donation. I always like to say, because as people in business, your services deserve to always be paid for. Never allow anybody to think that your work and your time doesn't have a value. But sometimes you want to strengthen your skill, so maybe you have a tip bucket and they tip you, or maybe you do a few for free for family members, friends, whatever. And eventually, once you feel more confident, you start to monetize that and say, okay, now I'm really going to turn this into a service. So today, like I said, the biggest goal is the simplest side hustle ever. And the simplest side hustle is really going to be you evaluating your skills and figuring out what you're good at. You evaluating idea maybe that you have that you love doing, that you can turn into a business, and you say, okay, I want to build this business, but let me test it out as a side hustle. A side hustle can also be something as simple as working for somebody else, doing real estate, doing DoorDash, doing Ship, doing babysitting services, something that's pretty traditional. But in any event, you want to make sure that you are taking advantage and building, not only supplementing income, which is great, but also letting your side hustle eventually, if you love it and it's going well, become your main hustle. So I want to thank you guys so much for listening today to Push Talk Podcast. We will continue on our business school one-on-one where we talk about your side hustle and making it your main hustle like we did today, and many other business school topics. How do I gain customers for my side hustle? All these fun things for your business. We're going to have some fun this month. Okay, it's my birthday month of May. Woohoo! So we are going to celebrate, and I'm going to be giving you guys some tips to help push you towards your purpose. Again, my name is Ose Sesay, and so excited to continue to support you. Make sure you subscribe to our Push Insiders list. You don't want to miss out. We have so many great classes and events coming up. Go to our website, pushstrategist.com, to go ahead and sign up for our mailing list. Peace out, and see you next time on Push Talk Podcast.